Welcome to REMelations. We're your hosts.
I'm Mindy.
And I'm Brooke. REMelations is a dream interpretation podcast where we read listeners' dreams, from nightmares to the just plain bizarre. Join us as we give you our comedic interpretation of your fucked up REM cycle. This week, I have a dream from Anonymous. And all I can say about this one is wiggling.
Wiggling. Okay, I'm interested. Stick around for our favorite segment, Cat Naps, where we have dreams about new biblical plagues of spoons, skinny dipping with your crush, wine rocks, and of course, forehead G-spots. But things aren't always nice and easy around here because I want to make everyone uncomfortable with my topic this week, one we haven't covered yet, but it's important and uncomfortable. We're talking about bed bugs.
Yuck.
Yeah. All right, Bestie, I hope you have checked your luggage getting back from that hotel room, and let's get started.
Woo!
One, two, three. That's like last time. It's not awful. I'm supposed to be getting a new modem.
Ooh, how exciting.
I was online chatting with the Xfinity guy today. And by the way, he had this I felt like he was trying to hit on me at the same time. It was quite uncomfortable.
Oh, at least it was over the phone, like in person's worse.
In text.
You know?
It wasn't over chat. He's like, how's the weather where you are? I'm like, okay, which is fine. You could probably just be trying to be friendly. I'm like, it's windy.
Chit-chat.
And then he's like, do you like movies? And I'm like, what does this have to do with my internet not being properly working? And I was like, yeah. He's like, well, what are some of your favorite movies? I'm like, can you just fix my internet? I literally texted back, I'm sorry, but I don't like small talk. Can you just let me just fix my internet?
Did that?
I did, because it was weird.
To do something like that.
It was on chat. It wasn't in person, Brooke. I can be much more courageous over chat.
Okay.
And then he lowered my bill by $15 a month and is going to send me a new modem. So I guess he didn't mind I wasn't very friendly.
Yeah, maybe it's the reverse true. You catch more flies with, what is it, vinegar?
Vinegar?
Now it's the reverse opposite. It used to be honey. Like the sweeter you are, the more it'll work.
I was working. I didn't have time to sit here and I'm not going to go through and tell you my favorite movies. I don't have time for that.
I understand. I would have been something along the lines of, I'm sorry, I'm at work. I don't have much time.
You couldn't even answer that question in 2 sentences, so.
Yeah. What's your favorite movie, though?
Speaking of favorite movies, Inception? No, I'm just kidding. But let's get into some dreams.
Okay.
Do you have one to kick us off today?
I do. All right, Bestie, I do want to include a content warning for the following dream. If you have issues or sensitivities to topics about self-harm. Okay, so, Mindy, I've got a dream/dream story.
Great.
I only say it like that because it is a dream, but the author, who is anonymous, has written it so it reads like a story.
Okay, wonderful.
And so it draws you in. And I gotta say, usually or lately, I've been having a lot of research into the meanings and symbols, but I think this one's gonna be kind of opposite, where it's the story itself, and then you'll understand. I know I'm blabbling, but
all right,
I chose this one for you because I don't think you're gonna like it.
Great. Well, I hope you don't like my topic later on while we're just being that way. So stay tuned for that.
Okay. Wiggling. It just keeps wiggling.
Nope. Sorry, you can stop there.
Okay, well, thank you, Anonymous, for submitting that dream. I really enjoyed it.
Okay, I'm ready. I think I didn't really prepare.
Take a deep breath. I'm going to do it too.
Wiggling. It could be something fun. It could be
think about
a bounce house.
Wiggling.
Like it wiggles as you jump on. I don't know. I'm trying to make it better.
Okay, make it better.
Okay.
Make it better in your head because it's not going to be.
Okay.
Find a happy place. Okay. Let me start over since we got so
Please.
far along. Wiggling. Sorry. It just keeps wiggling. It's warm and intrusive as it digs through my skin. Left behind as an egg, it's matured. Its home is in me now. The entrance is red and irritated and seems to throb with the life of the larva.
Okay, don't want to know where the entrance is.
Nope, not asking.
Don't need to know. Don't need to know.
The botfly, a harmless insect, that is, after it is fully grown, but when the botfly is in its larva state, they're parasitic little creatures. The adult botflies find hosts and bite them and infect them with their offspring. So,
Okay.
have you ever heard of botflies? I don't know if you have.
No. Is it B-O-P-F-L-Y? Like botfly? Oh, bot.
Bot. Yeah, like robot.
Bot.
Yeah, botfly.
Robot fly.
Robot
Don't
fly.
like regular flies. I don't like robot flies.
Well, these
so far?
robot flies you're not going to like because they do hatch their eggs inside warm bodies.
Great.
The offspring then grows into the larva and they start to move.
Is this dreamer an entomologist by chance? Like
Maybe.
some sort of bug freak? And I mean that in the nicest way, Anonymous. Bug connoisseur.
Yes, a bug connoisseur. That's good.
Okay.
Maybe. They start to wiggle.
Wiggle.
You can remove the larva, but it's difficult because they're bulbous and fat. They thrive in the heat of skin, so why would they want to leave? Right? They got
Why aren't you jumping into a freezer at this point? They cannot, maybe.
Or, going to a doctor.
Ice bath.
That's what I would say.
Yeah.
Medical
better idea.
care.
Medical care in general.
They fight against me. They wiggle, and they force themselves back into my body. It's painful and maddening. One botfly larva is enough to freak any normal person out if they were to find it living in their body.
You think? Yeah. I'm already freaked out. I'm just listening to it.
In rare cases, there's infestations. I'm one of those cases.
I'm calling the CDC and the EPA and the FBI on this.
I'm calling
All of them.
Terminex.
Orkin,
Man.
please come and remove this from my being.
Oh, God. I have multiple botfly larvae embedded into my skin, and they're all squirming and wiggling. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. They're making me insane. Could you imagine, though, it's driving me bonkers just thinking about it, just...
Yeah. I'm uncomfortable. Continue.
I've tried pulling them out, but it hurts too much. I was able to remove one, and it left an ugly, gaping hole.
That's going to leave a scar.
That's going to leave a scar.
A bot fly scar. A robot fly scar.
A robot.
But maybe you can cover it up with a bot fly tattoo. Just as a memory.
Make it special. This
is the spot I got infected.
This is where
Just always
I had
remember.
bugs living inside me.
And I'm so glad you asked what my tattoo means. Let me tell you a story.
So this one time,
It was infected by larva.
botfly larva to be specific.
Yes, right.
And then go into the whole spiel about how they get into your skin.
And then someone just slowly backs away.
I look and they're like, oh, okay, sorry.
You're like, I was just wondering if it was a butterfly like you got when you were 18 and drunk and destined. I don't know.
No, not so much. Everything itches. I keep scratching and scratching. I've scratched to bone, but I cannot stop. I need them out of me. It feels like the scratching doesn't really bother them. In fact, I feel like they like it. The more I make myself bleed, the more they get to feed. I've decided to go with another approach. I went to my kitchen and grabbed a knife.
Okay.
I started cutting out the bugs that wiggled under my skin. But the more I cut, the deeper they seemed to flee. So I started stabbing, and I stabbed at my abdomen, my shoulder, my hand.
Go to a doctor. Stop this now.
Put the knife
so
down.
Uncomfortable.
Just stop. Put the knife down. I stabbed everywhere I could feel that insufferable wiggling. Get out. Get out. I sit, pressed up against the kitchen counter. My blood fills the floor around me like the Red Sea. I can no longer muster the strength to keep stabbing at my body. Everything is going numb. Everything is numb, except for the wiggling.
Oh.
And then I woke up.
Way to bring it back to the wiggling.
Oh, beautifully written, though, I must say.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, it's a dream. But it reads like a story, but it is a dream.
Well, I'll give you that. It was nicely written. Yeah. The rest of it I don't like.
Yeah, I know. When I first saw the first word, I'm like, Mindy's not going to like this one, but let me read it and just make sure.
Let me see if I can make her uncomfortable. Great, here we go. Mission accomplished.
Yikes. That was intense. That was intense. Okay, Mindy, before we jump into the analysis of this one, just want to remind our besties out there that there's so many great ways to support the show. You can submit a dream. You can submit a dream story. You can buy awesome merch. You can go to REMelations.com/support, and you will find a world of wonder that you've never seen before. Fun facts and great stuff on our website. And yes, please check us out.
Are we gonna start with the wiggling?
Wiggling.
What does wiggling mean in dreams? I don't know. It's a funny word.
Well, I didn't look into too much of the symbolism, like I said, because I feel like it's kind of just one thing, that's blaringly obvious out there. This poor person is in constant discomfort, in constant fear, in constant confusion. I mean, there's no part of this dream that doesn't have any of the things I'm about to mention.
It was pretty awful all the way through.
Start to finish. It doesn't go up and get better and change. No, it just gets worse and worse.
Pretty much.
And I think any of the symbolisms with the bugs or, larvae and, like you said, becoming something else when they come out, there was no indication of like a growth or rebirth or anything. It just was bad. It was bad. Bad.
Why did they? Now, I wonder if there's any symbolism in the fact that the anonymous streamer here is the host. Or do they feel like they're taking too much on? Do they feel like they're constantly being bombarded with requests, or 1,000 things can kill you, sometimes worse than just one big thing? You know what I mean? Like just a small constant feeling you have of being under attack.
Well, I definitely think that's the case. And that's really my one point I wanted to make about this dream, is because you can feel the frustration, right? And then that starts to break you down mentally and physically, obviously, already. And it's like that water torture where they just drop like a drop of water on your head.
Not waterboarding. That's a whole lot of water.
This is like water torture. Chinese water torture.
Okay. Drip torture.
Drip. This is drip torture.
This is botfly torture.
Botfly torture. They drop a botfly on your forehead like every couple seconds, but that's it. And it's one of the worst
really is
tortures.
Torture.
Yeah. And so, I mean, just imagine, like, she tried different ways. Granted, I would have chosen other options.
Calling
but
a doctor,
nothing
perhaps.
was working. And you were saying we all stress. There's stress around us. We all express it differently. We all dream about it differently. But this dream startled me because normally we're like, it looks like, since this number 3 came up over here or this color pink showed up over here, I think you're going to be all right because this means that or that.
Yeah.
None of this happened. Nothing like that happened in this dream.
The whole dream is like just big. It's overwhelming. It's overwhelming emotion.
Ugh. And it's immediate is what I got from it. This is immediate danger. This is not something like when we tell somebody, yeah, look out, when you're waking life and, maybe there's something, a coworker that, is causing you this stress or a relationship. Right. Whatever this is, I think she needs to find out right away because she is escalating quickly through this dream to higher and more dangerous levels of
trying to find a solution.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean,
it's not like she's not she. Is it? We know it's a she.
Do we keep saying she?
You said she, so
it's anonymous.
Well, we don't know. Whatever. He, she, they.
Yeah.
It's not that they're not trying to rid themselves of whatever this pest, this nagging thing is.
Yeah.
They're trying these different things, but it's like so overwhelming that I think the point of this dream is you need to seek outside help. This is not an issue you can deal with yourself. You need someone to help you with this that's outside of you.
Mindy, I just want to say, because this is how I was going to kind of bring things to a close. I said, this person is in a serious place in their struggle right now. They need to find help. I said, this dream didn't show you or give you any options for help or to ask for help. You need to ask for help, and that's okay.
And that's okay.
Do it.
Absolutely. We'll help. I mean, I'm going to put on a full bodysuit, perhaps, and duct tape all the the shoes on so they can't get in, the crevices and stuff. But
God.
I'll be there.
She'll be waving from outside.
Like it's the whole PPE outfit. That's what it's called, PP?
I don't know.
PPE? Isn't that what the
I don't know.
I don't know
what they're called.
I'm coming like a hazmat suit. I'm rolling up. I've got a fumigation system. We're going to take care of this problem.
We got it.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Anonymous. You have us all going to be having a hard time closing our eyes tonight when we go to sleep.
Now, if you haven't heard this new segment, we are asking one question every week of our besties. You can find our Facebook group and answer it because we want to see your answers. Just search for REMelations Besties. And this is kind of a fun way to get all of our besties talking.
Yeah, it's like a good
talking.
Slumber party.
By the way, on that question we had a couple weeks ago, whether a museum was a better first date or a movie, hands down, unanimous decision, museum date.
Good.
Okay.
Good.
So we all agree. That's why we're all besties.
Agree.
Okay. Well, this is a little tougher. This is a little tougher of a question. So would you rather?
Okay.
Would you rather be in jail for the next 5 years or be in a coma for the next decade?
Oh my God. It sounds so restful.
Talk about the best sleep you would ever have in your life, being the insomniac you are.
I'd come out feeling great, full of energy.
But you'd be older, just a tad bit older.
Just
10 years. That's a long...
Okay.
That's tough.
See, my brain automatically goes to, is it jail? Is it prison? Is it federal? Is it what? Because all these facilities
What did I do to get here today?
They're all different types of facilities.
5 years. I can't imagine it would be too big of a crime.
No,
for 5 years.
But I'm not so worried about myself. I'm worried about my new roommates.
Yeah, exactly.
And living conditions. I think I would choose jail because I like to talk to people. I can't talk to anybody if I'm in a coma, but sleep is my
But then again, you wouldn't know you're in a coma.
But you wouldn't know. But
what would you? What kind of world is it going to be in 10 years? Like, who knows?
Well, even in 5 years in prison, you could lose a lot.
Even after November, we don't know what kind of world we're going to live in.
If there will be a world, we don't know. We just keep recording and recording and recording.
Do you think you could record? Could you think I could smuggle you in a microphone in like a bunch cake or something? Or how would this work? Up the ass?
Well, you'd have to put it up your ass and smuggle it into
Oh,
me.
damn it. I'm going to hire a mule. I'm not doing that myself. Come on. I'd pay for someone to do that. And a shift.
I guess, yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah.
Again, lots of variables, but I would have to do the 5 years, I think.
Yeah.
What about you?
Well, it's not fair because I have a little bit longer to think about it, so that's my question. But
Yeah.
I'm also going prison or jail because I don't think I want to miss 10 years of my kids' lives. And so I just have, at least then you can talk to people and you can have relationships.
Yeah. I
don't know.
You can have visitors, like as long as you're not like really being, beat up or harassed or
I think hopefully it's like a low what do they call it, security,
minimum security.
Yeah I'm hoping
that's what I'm saying. Is it going to be a fancy place? It's going to be one of those old places with like the bars, or is it going to be like
the clink? All right, Bestie, you gotta let us know. Make sure to check out our Facebook group, REMelations Besties. Let us know your answer.
And Mindy, it is time for catnaps.
What?
We love this segment of the show where we read listeners' dreams, their dream stories, one-sentence dreams, anything you want to send us. We don't really dig into them that deeply. We just want to get a bunch of dreams going and a bunch of chit-chat. So jump right in and have fun with us.
Well, speaking of having fun, this is Kate from Sedona, Arizona.
Hey.
I've been to Sedona. It's beautiful.
Yes.
It's like a whole other world. It's like you're on an alien planet. It looks so cool.
It's like Mars.
It's beautiful.
It's red.
It's beautiful. Yep. I had a dream where I saw spoons and forks on the clouds.
Uh-huh.
There was a hand holding them as if someone was making shapes out of them.
Like just if you put your fork through like mashed potatoes and it leaves like lines.
Yes. She spins it like a little bit of a spaghetti, like those stringy clouds. You know what I'm talking about. We were sitting outside under the shade of a tree at some sort of function. Then some rando lady says, "This guy is angry," meaning Jesus. Then someone says, "Jesus is about to return."
Oh, no.
So we stood up and started walking towards the gate. I'm guessing it's the pearly gates. Is it just one gate?
The gate.
The gate. The entrance to the stadium. The Jesus Stadium.
The Jesus Stadium.
As we start, what do you think they sell for merch there?
Oh man, rosaries,
Halos,
holy water that costs $13.50 a bottle.
That's for like a milliliter.
Yeah, one of those little
expensive.
bottles you get in Uber.
Mm-hmm.
Those tiny little.
Yes. Okay. We started walking, heading towards the gate, and the spoons started falling on us. But they didn't hurt. They were kind of falling either in front or behind us. Like someone was trying to beat us up with the spoons, but failed.
Spoon, interesting choice. Yeah, what spoon? I mean, if you're trying to hurt them, why choose spoon? I mean, if you got other silverware up there, right?
Knives.
A fork, a knife.
Would be dangerous, but spoons less so.
And not very good aim, it doesn't seem like.
I don't remember that in like the 7 plagues or whatever in the Exodus book of the Bible. Like spoons falling from the sky. I didn't have that on my plague bingo card.
You must give over your firstborn knife.
May you never eat mashed potatoes with a fork. Who knows? But thank you, Kate, for sharing. Thanks, Kate, for sharing with the show.
Well, since we're on the topic, I'm going to mosey on into something that kind of follows that path a little bit.
Mosey on into the Garden of Eden, or where are we going?
We're going, Lisa from Connecticut. So let's see where she takes us.
Excellent.
I had this dream when I was really little, probably around 5. I was at a playground thing, which barely had any playground equipment.
It was like growing up at any Catholic school playground.
Yeah,
you have a ball and maybe a 4 square painted on the parking lot, and that's about it.
Yeah, everything's painted on the cement.
It was the worst.
Or the blacktop.
Yes, it was the absolute worst.
Oh gosh. I somehow learned to fly.
Nice.
And I flew by crouching on the ground and flapping my hands up and down, which is strange. But then...
It's funny because I always really thought that was going to work as a kid.
Right? Like,
Didn't
or
you?
jump off something high and just
And then
flap
if you
your
just
arms.
flap fast enough, You're definitely going to like get a little. No, it's not.
Nope, not even if you put like cardboard on them. You know, you keep trying different ways. Doesn't work.
Scarves.
That way.
I tried everything.
She said, by flapping my hands up and down, which is strange. Then Queen Elizabeth appeared, and she was looking for someone who could fly. Wow, that was convenient.
Yes, handy.
She found the right little girl.
You were
walking around little
Matilda.
girls, asking them if they can fly. I told her I could fly. Then I crouched on the railing of some stairs and flapped my hands. I could not fly. The dream ended.
Oh. Well, at least you had some quality time with the queen. Rest her soul.
You tried, Lisa. You tried. And thank you for sharing.
All right, next up, I have M from San Jose.
Love San Jose.
Never been. Okay, this one has a title, and it just says, "What in the world? Forced tattoo, angry rando, embarrassment." So
like it.
It's got to be good.
It's got to be real good.
She starts. So I was sitting in some sort of shop. It was like a Cracker Barrel meets tattoo parlor with a friend and a coworker, as well as just random people I know.
Oh,
This
big party.
much. Whew, you getting the mac and cheese or what?
The Cracker
what are you ordering
Barrel.
here? This macho bald guy comes in for his tattoos. He proceeds to get a word repeatedly tattooed on each and every finger, and then again repeatedly on each of his feet.
One word on each finger and like each toe?
But repeated. It's the same word. Multiple places on your... It must have been very important.
Do we know what the word is?
M says... I'm not sure what the word was.
God damn it!
I know. What do you think it is?
For some reason, I think it's just because the name M, but I saw something starting with M. But I can't, like...
Mashed potatoes. Mashed potatoes. Mashed potatoes. Mashed potatoes.
Bot fly. Bot fly.
No,
Bot fly.
We don't want that one. Next, apparently I had to get whatever he got as a tattoo as well. No excuses.
No.
So I
Is
went
that like
ahead
a
and...
side? Is that like a side you order? I'll also have the tattoos of the first gentleman that walks in
It's on special today.
instead of the soup.
Do you want soup, side salad, or matching tattoo? So I went ahead and sat in the tattoo chair, and man, it hurt.
Oh God!
I mean, I wonder if she had to get it on all of her fingers as well, or she could just get it like discreetly
Across-
somewhere else.
Oh, I'm guessing she had to get it on her hand.
I ended up backing out midway through the tattoo because the pain was so intense. The macho bald guy got so angry and started beating me up in the corner of the shop. All of my people were there, and they were concerned, but they did nothing to stop him.
Rude.
Very rude. So then I wanted to go to the festival in town. It was a small town. It seems like it was the town where my parents live. Nope. It seemed to be the town where my grandparents live. So that makes sense. I tried to enjoy the festival, but everywhere I went, everyone kept looking at me out of concern. They were snickering or coming up and asking me if I was okay. I think those are two different sides of the coin there. They're asking if you're okay, yet they're laughing at you.
It's not
What's going on?
fun. That's not nice.
It was so obnoxious. I just wanted to blend in and hang out. I ended up getting overwhelmed and went back to the tattoo shop. And I sat in the corner where I was previously beat up. And then I woke up.
It's a terrible dream.
It is a terrible dream.
Oh my God. Poor thing. Poor M. I have a really short one that I just want to share real quick. It's just like one sentencer, but it made me laugh. And it's anonymous. When I was a kid, I dreamt that my crush and I were swimming nude in a glass of water, and then our teacher drank us.
Oh, okay. Well,
What's going to happen there?
Nothing if the teacher's watching. Then why are you miniature?
Drinking those. Sorry. I just have this image in my head when I read it and I can't describe it.
No, it's a weird one. That's a weird one. Definitely bizarre. Well, I got a short one here too. This is Jack from Fargo, Georgia.
Oh, Fargo, Georgia.
Yes. Here's a recurring dream that I had as a kid. It was about a round stack of toothpicks coming towards me, but the size of a train. Just imagine a bunch of wooden spears and bunched up coming straight towards you as fast as a train. I don't like the toothpick train.
I don't like the toothpick train, and I'll pick a different line next time. I'm not taking the toothpick line.
I'll take the marshmallow train into the city today.
I know it takes a little longer, but
It's not the express
I'm just more
train,
comfortable that way.
but definitely less dangerous.
This is our friend Joe from Minneapolis. I think he has written before.
Excellent. Hi, Joe.
Hi, Joe. I was in a cottage, and 3 of my friends were trying to squeeze into one chair to read a magazine. Spread out, people. Spread out.
I mean, I've done that too, but it usually involves wine.
Yeah. Oh, and, not 3 people, into one chair. Whatever.
You can sit on my lap.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
I'll bring the magazine.
Wonderful. What magazine are you bringing, Brooke? Just out of curiosity.
We got to have some kind of Us Weekly or some kind of thing to dish about.
Okay. Yes.
Yes.
Or we got to go In Touch, or got to go to 17, or something where we've got the quizzes.
Like Cosmo.
Oh, yeah, let's do Cosmo.
Cosmo, okay.
I got the wine, I got the lap, you got the Cosmo.
So, to go back, because it gets a little weird here, they're trying to read a magazine in one chair. Then there was a donkey who appeared out of nowhere and started sniffing me all over. Apparently, in my dream, this is all normal. Then I go upstairs where there's a cat sitting in the hallway, and it meows at me. Somehow, it's like you and Spooky Mindy, somehow I understood what it's saying, and I meow back.
Yes.
Yep, as if I had turned into a cat.
Spooks.
Then I go back downstairs, and 2 of my friends are cats as well, and one is a donkey.
Oh, fun.
The other donkey, the one who I think is supposed to be a donkey, is running up and down the stairs.
God, that'd be confusing.
Then the cat... I'll be like,
can we get name tags? Because I feel like
donkeys.
I can't tell if you're a real friend. It just has a name tag. Hello, my name is David. Or hello, my name is Real Donkey. It's hard to keep track of.
Then the cat runs down the stairs, jumps up, scratches me in the face, runs away, and then I woke up.
Sounds like what Haddonfield did to you there on your face.
Yeah, sure does.
Yeah.
He's a little
Are you sure this wasn't your dream?
boy. Yeah. I would like to see what would happen if I walked down and my friends had turned into donkeys and a cat. I think I'd be a little surprised. I'd be like, hey, guys, I'm going to go put my jammies on. I'll be right down. Hey, now. What happened?
I'd be the most gorgeous cat around.
Oh, I like that you picked a cat. I don't know.
Oh, well, was it between cat and donkey? I'm not picking a donkey.
I know, but donkeys are funny.
All right. Next, I have Mia, and she's from Charlotte. Starting with, I had a very bizarre dream last night. Don't we all? That's why we're on this podcast. That's why we have this podcast.
Exactly.
I dreamt that I was at an amusement park with a large group of friends from back in high school. One friend and I break off and go ahead of everyone else to go explore.
Okay.
It was more like a very large indoor fun house than it was an amusement park. It seemed to never end.
That kind of scares me.
We came across an oddly shaped rock sitting in the middle of a quarry.
Quarry.
The rock was a long cylindrical shape laying on its side. It had a long protrusion coming out the side of it that looked like the end of a dull screwdriver made out of rock.
Okay, that is very specific.
Beside it was a smaller cylindrical rock. I picked it up. I picked up the smaller rock and put it over the protruding part of the larger one and pushed it into the rock. It slid into the rock like butter.
Whoa, is this like a secret key to a fantastical world?
Little do you know, Brooke, hold on. And then it began to leak out red wine.
Oh!
It is a magical world. It is a magical world. The deeper I pushed it in, the more wine came out. We captured the wine in wine glasses and drank from it. It was so delicious.
Did they have a white wine hole option, rock option?
We have to look for, I guess, and maybe that's the square rock. I don't
Maybe the square.
know how they...
Not the cylindrical ones, you're right.
No, that's always red. Mm-hmm. Now, Mia says, I'm not a drinker and I rarely touch alcohol, but this stuff was amazing. I could drink and only got pleasantly buzzed. I told the others about it. Some believed me, some didn't. I'd show them the red stains on the rock, and they still wouldn't believe me. The ones who did believe me shared it with me, and everyone agreed it was the most delicious wine they ever had. I want a wine rock now. Any thoughts?
Well, you let me know when you find one and how to get it. And I'll be there.
I'm just very impressed by the fact that Mia just saw these parts and knew intuitively how to get the cork out and the
put here for a reason.
Pourer.
She's like, you know, those pigs that go out and find the truffles and they sniff around and find the truffles. She can find the wine rocks. She has an ability to find the wine rocks.
Well, let us know wherever this land is because I want to visit.
Mm-hmm. This is Jenna from Madison.
Okay, Jenna.
Oh, God. Well, I had a dream that John Stamos was like this psychic faith healer, shaman guy, but operated out of like a chiropractor's office type ability.
Uncle Jesse, he hung up the guitars and decided to become a holistic healer, perhaps.
Yeah, I guess. But Mindy,
we have to hashtag
Mr.
Stamos.
Hashtag what does John Stamos dream?
Oh. Man, talk about like just a childhood crush. Everyone loved Uncle Jesse.
Everyone had a crush on Uncle Jesse. And he's
I don't know if it was the hair or the rock star part of him.
I mean, he knew the Beach Boys.
Well, if you have between Uncle Jesse and Dave Coulier, I mean, who are you picking?
Uncle Jesse.
There's a man who plays with puppets and who broke Alanis Morissette's heart. And then you have...
Dick!
And then you have John Stamos.
Jesse and the Rippers.
Oh, oh yeah. Man, it was the tough guy that had to be like a sweet uncle. It was just that juxtaposition that just made every girl swoon. Mm-hmm. He still looks good.
He does. He was the good boy and the bad boy at the same time.
It's a hard fine line to walk, Mr. Stamos. Yes. But we want to know what you dream. That's really what we are. Are you more of a bad boy dreamer? Or are you more of a sweet guy dreamer? We want to know.
Or somewhere in between.
Are you picking bugs out of your body or watching spoons fall from the sky? We'd love to get all the details on your dreams, Mr. John Stamos, please. Let us know. And I think I actually had written him to get an autograph when I was a kid. Never got a response. So I think...
So get that first.
We also have to work through that.
Yeah, that might take like a therapy session or two.
Well, he's got a chiropractic holistic office. Maybe I can go there.
But he better not charge you. He can't charge you.
No, it should be on the house. The full house. You think he says that? Like, babe, don't worry. It's on the full house.
That was good.
Thank you.
Oh.
Okay, well, now that I walked down that memory lane.
I selected a service called Sexual Healing for the Soul.
Again, perfect.
This is not going badly so far. And so I go in and he puts on the song Sexual Healing and light some candles. And I legit thought I was going to bang John Stamos. Hell yes. Wish. Let's go, she says.
And Jenna also wants to know what you dream.
Yes, she does. And
she does. She told me.
I bet she needs an autograph too. So
yeah, it's on that.
Maybe catch up on that fan mail.
Yeah, it's been a while.
He has me lay down on the chiropractor table.
Okay.
And takes out this ointment that he then rubs in a circle in the center of my forehead. Okay. The place where he rubbed my forehead turns into, she says, an orifice with a G-spot.
Okay.
And she goes, yeah.
My.
Anyway, he starts chanting this really beautiful language, and the words themselves, not his hand or anything else, stimulate said G-spot on my forehead to the absolutely most amazing feeling I have ever felt in my life. Like, imagine the best orgasm you've ever had, multiply it by 100, and it was on my forehead.
That is how good John Stamos is. He doesn't even have to use his touch. He can just use his words.
And she literally finishes by saying, to this day, the greatest sensation I think I've ever experienced. Wow, in a dream of all things.
Ooh,
Jenna.
Yeah. It's one of those mornings you wake up and you're like, I think I should take a cold shower.
Yeah, like, I don't know.
Or a hot shower.
What's happening?
I'm
Thank you.
Thanks, Jenna. Wow, that just takes me down a bunch of old memory roads.
I know.
Speaking of going down old memory roads.
Uh-oh.
Pick up the phone and text your best friend. Tell your best friend about this podcast. And if you've already told your best friend, there's lots of other people you can tell, including your favorite tattoo artist. You can tell your favorite exterminator, perhaps, to get those bugs off your body and tell them about the podcast. Or you can tell your favorite 1980s heartthrob sitcom crush about the show.
Oh, yes.
Maybe they'll respond.
Maybe they won't.
But hey, it's worth a try, bestie. Gotta just tell one person. That's how we grow. That's how more people find out about this podcast. That's why we keep coming back each and every week, is because you're telling your friends. And thanks for that.
Thank you much.
I need a drink before I start this topic. It's a heavy one. Well, it's a unique one. Well, it's one you're not going to like. Okay, I should just start.
No, I'm kidding. Okay. Is it animals?
If you want to call them animals.
Oh, no. Is it snakes?
All right, Brooke. I know we started this episode with a very uncomfortable dream.
Yes.
And so I think it's only appropriate that we end this episode on a very uncomfortable topic.
Okay.
I'm just going to say sorry, besties, about this.
Sorry, what?
I just want to apologize ahead of time to our besties about this. This may affect your sleep tonight, and it also may make you itch a little.
God, how did we have this happen where our dream and topics somehow are colliding and we don't even know? Okay.
Well, today, Bestie, we're talking about the topic of bed bugs.
Yuck!
Sorry. I know you're thinking, and if you turn off this episode at this point, I'll understand, because I didn't like researching it either. I literally
I've just got already, I can feel them.
You're feeling itchy. I know.
Yeah.
I've been feeling it all day. I literally had my web browser up and I had to scooch it to the side. I was looking at Wikipedia. I didn't want to see any pictures. I just wanted the information. So I'm trying to hide it with other windows so I don't have to look at pictures of these things. But it's a topic we haven't talked about and it's kind of important. So
yeah, and how have we not really?
Because I don't want to talk about it. That's why. But I bit the bullet, and here we are talking about bed bugs.
Here we go.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Okay, well, if you didn't know, bed bugs are a parasitic insect of the genus Cymex, who are micropredators which feed on blood, usually at night. Mm-hmm. They're bugs. They're insects and bugs. They get the categories in both things. Yeah. Okay. These bugs hide during the day and then seek heat at night, cuddling up with the human body for warmth. But
we are warm.
They don't discriminate. They also like pets. So, you gotta watch out for your pets on this too. Gosh. For some reason, like the carbon dioxide we breathe out, I found. So something between our body warmth and the carbon dioxide that we breathe when we sleep, they are like,
wow,
hello, buffet.
They're like, give me that CO2.
It's like the oxygen bar in Vegas for like cool people, but it's just the CO sleep
for
time in your bed.
It's their like sleep apnea mask.
Ew. There's a lot of ew in this topic. Just gonna let you know that. Okay. So if you ever seen one, or unfortunately have looked them up online like I did today, they're small. They're only about 1 to 3 millimeters. They're dark and they're also very flat-bodied. Okay. They are flightless insects, and they can only walk. They can't jump. They just like scurry. They can't like jump to objects.
Not like lice that can like jump from.
Exactly. And they feed and digest and hibernate off of our bodies. And they're not like you said, they're not like fleas or lice. So where fleas and lice have to stay attached to the human body for warmth.
Yeah.
Bed bugs feed and then they leave.
Oh. But do they come back? Because why is there
they come back when they're hungry. Yeah, you betcha they do. Come back each and every night.
Where do they go during the day?
They love mattresses. They love anything where it's not. They're what's the word? They're photosensitive, so they don't like light. Oh. So anywhere that's like under blankets, dark, parts of bedding, headboards, carpets, under beds, lots of good places for them. No. In case you're wondering, their life cycle's only 1 year. That's a long time for an insect, if you ask me.
That is too long.
It's like 365 days too long.
Yes. Sorry. I know that's mean, but
I know you like all animals, Brooke, but I don't know on this one.
I love animals. I don't like all of them.
Well, I've yet to find why they're important in the ecosystem, but I'm sure there's a reason.
That's my thing. If I can find a reason. Female bedbugs can lay up to 300 eggs in their lifespan. Huh. Mm-hmm. Yep. And then when they do feed on your body, sucking your blood, they usually feed for just like 10 or 20 minutes. And then they become engorged. And then they go hide. How big do they get when they're fully engorged?
I mean, not bigger than like 3 millimeters. They're still super tiny.
They're still tiny, so they can still hide away even when they're fully engorged.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Bed bugs love to hide in tiny crevices. So any crevice that's just over, like 2 millimeters wide, they can make it into, making them difficult to spot in small numbers. Because when we see them and we know there's infestation, it's usually because there's so many that get pushed out of their good hiding spops, and that's when we start seeing them with our eyes. I'm sorry, this is a very uncomfortable topic. I just see your face. Bestie, if you're not signed up for a sleepover squad, this episode might be the one to do it, because there's a sheer look of uncomfortableness on Brooke's face for the last 10 minutes. She's covering her eyes. She's like breathing heavily.
I'm like picking at my lip. I'm like,
anxious. You've got anxious tics going on over there.
I know, I have lots of anxious tics.
But these aren't ticks. They're bed bugs.
So I have a question.
Okay.
When they're engorged, do they ever leave marks? Do they defecate? Does our blood leak out of them at some points, leaving indications bed bugs might exist if you can't see with your eye?
Yes, they do, but it's so microscopic that you really don't see it. They do leak blood, or you will cause you to bleed, but it's just so microscopic that you're not going to see it. Blood on your blood sheet. Your blood on your blood sheets. Blood on your bed sheets. That's what makes it feel like blood sheets. Get them out of your blood sheets. Okay. Well, let's go historically here for a minute. We don't really know when bed bugs came into existence. It seems they've been around forever, possibly since the time of dinosaurs. Now, because it's so long ago, it's hard to pinpoint that a lot of historians can't really say. Some have the theory that they originally fed on bats. And then when humans went and lived in caves, that's when they started attaching to humans rather than bats. But could be. It's one of those things that's so far away in time, it's hard to tell.
Bats are mammals too, so...
Yeah. As far as the first fossils go, there are some fossils found in Egypt that had showed bed bugs existed at least for the last 3,500 years. These assholes have been around. Yeah. But it's not all bad, Brooke, according to...
Are you now going to tell me their place in the ecosystem?
No, not really. I have some myths or some... Well,
they're
I would
just
say
bastard people. Bastard bugs.
They really are. Bastard bugs. That's pretty much what this episode's about. Bastard bugs.
It really is.
Really, really is. There was a book published in 1896 called The American Homeopathic Pharmacopoeia.
Oh.
And they actually used bed bugs in a recipe to cure malaria.
Oh, did it work?
I don't think so. But there were other uses also listed.
Okay.
Some things that if you like grind them up and make them into an elixir, they could cure things such as constipation, coughs, hemorrhoids, liver complaints, skin ailments, and my favorite ailment, frequent yawning.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. You know, when you get... I don't know why.
Frequent yawning?
This is 1896 medicine, Brooke. I don't get it.
Well, they do like CO2. Maybe they were trying to come up with some connection between why do they like to be around the mouth area? Because we exhale the CO2.
You'll work on that for me, yeah. So when I said impact, I didn't necessarily mean like good impact on history. They did, however, change furniture. Things like, if you think back in royal times, beds would have been adorned with drapes and tassels and very intricate woodwork. Well,
more places to hide.
Exactly. So some of those ideas and furniture changed very early on when they realized, wow, there's more bed bugs if you have more ornate furniture. Hospital beds actually even changed because places of a lot of sleeping people or people who couldn't move, such as hospitals or orphanages, they would change their beds to be made of iron because there was less, they couldn't attach or hide so much in iron versus fabric. And here's a scary fact. In the 1930s and 40s, they said about half the dwellings in London were infected by bed bugs.
Half?
Half. Mm-hmm.
Well, I imagine, well, without them being able to jump, but man, there's just got to be so many.
I heard they could, I did read that they could scurry up to 100 feet.
Oh.
So it's not just like from your nightstand to your arm. They can traverse the whole bedroom.
Go down to the neighbor's house next door.
Now, it wasn't always bad. Around World War II, bed bugs were mostly eradicated from most developed countries.
Okay.
Because of use of pesticides such as DDT.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you're not sure what DDT is, it's a great pesticide, but it's also very dangerous to anyone who comes in contact with it.
Mm-hmm.
So even though it did have a time where it was mostly eradicated, it was in the early 2000s that it had a nice resurgence just recently. Recently.
I remember when it was like all over New York. Like
Yes.
that was like cabs, everything, like hotels. And these
Not
are like,
good.
It doesn't matter. Rich people, poor people, everyone had bed bugs.
Yes. Now, the reason they think there was a resurgence is not only did these little assholes become resistant and learn how to adapt, because, I mean, obviously, if they've been around since dinosaurs, they're an adaptive species. There was also laws passed not allowing the use of DDT. So they kind of build up a resistance, and then we are no longer allowed to use pesticides of that dangerous level. And the lack of public awareness kind of dropped because it was almost eradicated. It wasn't in the news.
Yeah, out of sight, out of mind.
So it's making a resurgence in the 2000s. And it kind of comes with this idea that people who contract bed bugs or who have them in their house, they're maybe like unsanitary people. There's kind of like this stigma around it. But in all honesty, it has nothing to do with cleanliness. They're little bastards. In 2006, Maya Rudolph, you might be familiar with her. Lots
Love
of movies.
her.
Comedian, SNL. Her and her director husband, Paul Anderson. In 2006, they moved to an apartment in Soho. They just had a baby.
I understand that
Okay,
those are like
Brooke needs a minute.
Those are like two of my favorites. And
Did you think that would tie into the story somehow? Yeah.
No, I was like, I would love to know what she dreams, and I would love to know what P.T. Anderson dreams. Oh my God. Sorry. Okay, go on. I love them both.
So Maya and her husband, Paul, moved into an apartment in Soho with their brand new baby. The couple had signed get this, a lease. Let's take a stab at this, Brooke. How much do you think their lease was in Soho in 2006, monthly?
How big was it?
Doesn't say. It says apartment.
Well, geez, that could be a big difference in cost depending on how big it is, but I would say $18,000.
Not bad. $13,500.
Okay.
$13,500 a month lease. And they also put like a two-month deposit down on this place.
Yeah.
They move in. And guess what they found?
Asshole bed bugs.
They did find asshole bed bugs. According to a lawsuit, the plaintiffs were bitten over portions of their bodies by bed bugs. Apparently, unbeknownst to the plaintiffs, the premises was infected with bed bugs, and they were seeking a $450,000 lawsuit against the apartment owner.
Oh my God, that's disgusting.
And their poor I read this article, and their poor little baby had little bed bug bites. Oh, yeah. And now I tried to like research and see like where this lawsuit ended up, and I couldn't find any follow-up on it. Maya, let us know how this lawsuit turned out.
Please.
There's so many questions. So again, celebrities are not immune. It's been around. It's made this bad resurgence. Even in 2015, so this is about 9 years after Miss Maya Rudolph and her husband's issue, according to Orkin, one of the top pest, or like I would say extermination businesses out there, had said at least 80% of hotels had at least one infestation that year.
Ugh.
So it's not only coming back, it's coming back with a vengeance. Yeah. Even as recently in 2023, Vegas had, if you remember this year, had a very large news story about bed bugs in their hotels. Not only their hotels, but their very, very top-end hotels.
Like you said, it has nothing to do with really cleanliness or wealth or other. It's the same, correct me if I'm wrong, with lice. Aren't lice actually attracted to clean scalps?
Yes, I think that might be. I'm not sure. I don't know the answer.
I don't know either, but I know there's some misconception with lice, but gotta give everyone a chance to have something positive said about them.
Right. Guests started complaining in late summer of 2023 to the Nevada Health District, saying that they were leaving very popular strip hotels with bed bugs. So they had confirmed sightings at Encore, the Venetian, the Mirage, Excalibur, even in rooms that cost $1,200 a night.
Oh, I'd be mad.
Oh, you think?
I would be mad.
I want a refund and ice cream nachos and a private show by John Stamos and what else we got?
A frozen iguana tail, please.
Thank you. The hard thing about this kind of resurgence, it's kind of scary right now, is it's not being tracked. There's only private companies that are tracking this resurgence of infestations. So unless they share it, these hotels are sharing this information, there's no federal way of tracking.
How outbreaks. Is there not? That's not right.
So how do they transmit? Like I said, contrary to popular belief, it's not caused by lack of hygiene. typically attaches to clothing or your luggage.
Oh.
So what can you keep an eye out for? How do you know if you have bed bugs?
Yeah, how do you know?
It may take up to a minute to display symptoms, but it can take as long as weeks for symptoms to appear.
God. Do those CSI glasses work on bed bugs?
Right.
Like when you turn the lights off and
I
not
would never,
the
ever
luminol
wanna
or whatever
see.
the spray, but like a spray that would
The black
bring out
light.
bugs. Yeah.
No, they thank you.
Yeah, but wouldn't you rather know before you leave your hotel and bring your suitcase
Yes.
back to your house?
Yes,
Or on
that's
a
true.
plane? Ah!
I know. This
It's
is so
like
uncomfortable.
snakes on a plane. It's bed bugs
bugs.
on a plane.
Bed bugs on a train, snakes in a plane. They actually do go on planes or trains a lot because they have the cushions, I found out.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah. Anywho, most symptoms, however, appear 24 to 48 hours. That's kind of the norm.
The average.
Bites appear as skin rashes, but again, they're so small when they start off that they're only like 2 to 5 millimeters, and they're usually flat red spots. So you could take it as like just an irritation on your skin,
yeah.
or
Some kind of
just like a
dermatitis,
sunspot.
just something, yeah.
Typically, where you're going to see this is on your arms, legs, neck, and face, or any other exposed skin when you sleep. So if you sleep in a Snuggie, probably better.
And maybe like a mask of some sort.
Yes. Oh, sleep in that hazmat suit. I'm bringing it back. Any bug infestation, I'm putting on a hazmat suit.
And that's all there is to it.
Now, these tiny little pinprick looking rashes can progress to larger hive looking areas where they'll be like 2 to 6 centimeters and very itchy. Now, if you want to get into something very sciencey, I recommend this podcast. It's called This Podcast Will Kill You, and they talk about diseases and other things that might kill you, typically diseases or injuries.
Did you recommend that one to me? Or
I
did
might have.
I was like, because I listened to that too, but we could have found it together on our own.
Yes. But if you want to get into more science of bed bugs,
Yes.
definitely check out this podcast. I'm going to put a link in the show notes to their show. It's an 1.5 hour episode, so they definitely go into a much deeper dive than I'm going to hit here. But so the hard thing with these bed bugs is they're hard to detect because you can write it off as any other bug bite or contact dermatitis.
Yeah.
The only way this is getting diagnosed is if people actually find the bugs. Because it could be something like, oh, I changed my laundry detergent this week and I'm breaking out a rash. Most people are going to write it off as that and not actual bed bugs. Let's talk about ways we can prevent it, though. Let's take an uptick here. So things that you can do to ward them off. I'm going to start with some fun ancient ways or historical ways.
Yeah.
Because these always get me laughing. You can hang feet of a hare or a stag at the foot of your bed.
So you would have to cut them off, though. A poor horse.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And that, I have a feeling that might attract other bugs. Maybe not bed bugs, but
they wouldn't choose you. They would choose the leg of, I
don't know.
That's an option.
Okay.
You could also hang a bear skin.
Okay, seems like similar.
Yeah. Now, this is a unique one. When you travel, you should put a bowl of water under your bed.
Do you get thirsty?
Well, after they suck all that blood, they have to very thirsty.
Have to go find a big pool of water. Why don't you send them down to the hotel resort pool and go down the water slide and have yourselves a big old Slurpee?
Here's a dangerous one. Arsenic smoke.
Oh, yeah. I don't like to fuck around with arsenic, sorry.
Or here's another great one. If you drizzle your nightlight in turpentine, as well as your sheets and pillows.
Oh, because then you'll sleep like a baby, because that is like, turpentine is that calming, soothing fragrance that
feels
just puts you out.
great. It's like oil on your skin.
It's like my favorite bubble bath, fragrance. There's lavender and what else. Nope.
No. Okay, well, let me give you some actual real tips then. Here's what I found. Use a luggage rack. They're in your hotel room for a reason. Getting your luggage off the floor is a big deterrent of little bugs crawling easily into your luggage. And also, speaking of which, keep it away from the wall because they can climb on walls. So if it's just supposedly if it's like a metal rack, they can't climb up as easily. So luggage on a luggage rack. Okay. I will definitely not put luggage on the floor one more time after reading this. Once you get to a hotel, you should pull off the sheets and check for dark brown spots on mattresses. Sometimes they can look like pepper, like just little pieces of pepper on they're that small. Look in the folds of the mattress if you want to really make yourself uncomfortable before a hotel stay.
I mean, I don't want to have to do this. You know, you're going, maybe you're for business, whatever, but if it's for pleasure, you're like, that's not like the first thing you want to do.
No. And then if you find
them.
Then your whole trip's ruined.
It's like, okay, I would like to have a video shown to me from the last time the room was cleaned where like the mattress is tipped up and there are certain areas. And then I'll be like, then I will
accept
my key and go in. I don't think in today's world that should be that difficult with the technology we have.
Right. Never buy a used mattress. Also a tip, which I would never anyways. So, okay.
I've given away a mattress.
Now, this is a little more extreme. Vacuum your home beds once a month, which just sounds exhausting.
Vacuuming the floors is enough.
I know. Like, I can barely vacuum my floors once a month, let alone my mattresses. Okay.
And you've got a lot of mattresses.
But there's a lot of mattresses in the house. This would take a whole week in itself.
Yes.
Check your shoes upon leaving a site. Changing your clothes outside the house before entering.
What? Or so you get to your friend's house, you're like, ding, ding. They open the door, like, okay.
I think it means like you getting back into your home after traveling to a hotel. Or this one is weird. Putting your clothes in a dryer outside of your house, which I'm like, how many people have dryers outside of their house?
I will actually tell you a secret, Mindy.
Okay.
This is a very, very, very common thing in Arizona.
Dryers outside of houses?
Laundry and dryers, washers and dryers.
Okay.
And some places don't even have dryers because things dry so quickly when you hang them up. So you basically just have your washer next to your clothesline. Or if you have a dryer, most of the times I don't think they did because but they'd just be outside with like a little curtain.
Interesting.
Yeah. I mean, not always, but it's a very common thing.
Okay, so it's not as crazy as I thought.
No, not that crazy. But, I mean, it sounds crazy if you haven't experienced it.
Right,
yes.
right. Okay, well, if you are unable to prevent these little assholes from crawling into your bed, let's talk about how we can exterminate these fuckers. Okay. It's not easy. The first extermination of bed bugs can be traced back to the 1700s. There was the royal exterminators in London. They only worked for the royals, though, so very highbrow.
I'm itching everywhere.
I know you're itching. So am I.
I can't take this.
It's hard to exterminate them for a couple reasons. One, they can survive 300 days without food.
What? So they only need to eat like once in their life, basically?
Pretty
they live
much
for a year.
They can
they eat once or twice a year in a lifetime.
I mean, if it's there, they will eat, but they don't have to.
Oh.
So that makes it hard to get rid of them. But if you can get rid of them, one of the tips is obviously vacuuming, washing sheets and clothing at high temperatures, the use of pesticides, which is never good. And more extreme, there's the idea of heating rooms to a temperature of over 122 degrees Fahrenheit for more than 90 minutes will kill them.
Okay, but then they're just there, and you have to like sweep them up.
I mean, it poses more problems. Like I get that.
And how do you get your room that hot?
Good question. There are actual extermination companies that focus on bed bugs.
Oh.
That will bring in equipment to heat your house to 122 degrees to eradicate them from your home.
I would pay for that service.
Okay.
And I'd make sure I was nowhere near the house at the time.
Now, there's one more thing I want to touch on, one more idea before I wrap up, and that's the use of dogs.
Mm-hmm. Is this a good thing or a bad thing?
Yes, this is a good thing because I'm going to end it on a good note.
Oh, thank you, Mindy. Thank you.
The first mention of specifically trained dogs for bedbug detection appeared in newspapers around 2006. So this is a new science.
Okay.
There are a couple organizations that will certify dogs for bedbug, like a
cadaver sniffing dog,
yes,
and now a bed bug
like
sniffing
a drug
dog.
sniffing dog. Yes. So there's a couple organizations. One is the National Entomology Scent Detection Association. The other is the World Detector Dog Organization. There are some breeds that are better than others. So some of the best known breeds for bedbug detection are
God bless these heroes.
German Shepherds,
Oh,
Belgian Shepherds, and Labrador Retrievers.
oh, good ones.
These breeds are known to have a strong sense of smell, and they can detect bedbug scent in all stages of life, whether it be their eggs, they're alive, or they're dead. So they're really developing the science
Wow.
to find them out because it's a lot harder to treat it the more it gets infested.
Right.
But if you can sniff them out, even the fact that you have them in the first place is great. And I'm going to post a link to a YouTube video because I found this guy who trains dogs
The
to
dogs?
track
Yes.
bed bugs.
I need to see it.
He's so cool, and his dog super adorable, and they are like on God's mission to help with this kind of resurgence, and they just want to help people detect if they have bed bugs, and I love him.
So sweet.
So I'll post a link in the show notes for that. So according to the Action Pest Control president, John Russell, he says, calls have recently been out of control. Our dogs are quite helpful, especially in hotels. We can roughly do 35 to 50 hotel rooms an hour.
Wow.
So
How
these
many
doggies
dogs?
have like a great job outlook.
Wow. Good work if you can get it.
And not only is it this frou-frou science because it's cute, it's accurate. According to scientific studies, you know I love my studies, so I want to know how good these dogs are at sniffing out bed bugs. There's an experiment that they did where 7 young dogs underwent special training for 90 days to find the scent of live bugs or viable bed bug eggs. Researchers tested these dogs for their ability to locate and distinguish these scents from other household pets such as cockroaches and termites. So they're very specifically aimed for bed bugs. Overall, the dogs displayed a 97.5% accuracy rate, distinguishing
What?
bed bugs from other household pests or false positives.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
And even in a realistic hotel room setting, dogs showed 98% accuracy in locating 6 hidden vials of bed bugs and no false positives. Don't you just love this part of the story? This is like my... Because I can't let everyone go to bed thinking of bed bugs, so I had to bring it up a little bit.
Thank you so much for ending it on that note. I needed it.
If you are having problems with bed bugs, call an exterminator. Just to give you an idea of the cost for a certified canine, just to determine if you have bed bugs, in New York, costs between $250 to $500 to have one of these dogs sniff out your home.
I don't think that's too bad.
It's not awful. No. I mean,
thought it
I
was
don't want to
gonna-
look. I'm not going to
don't
comb through
know.
my mattress.
No.
That's worth $250 to me.
Yeah. And for New York, that seems very cheap.
Yeah. And then as far as exterminating them, if you do have them, it's not a cheap process. You can either look at using pesticides in your room, vacuuming in high temperature washes, or the heat method. The average cost is $3,250 to eradicate these little fuckers from your home. But it can be as expensive as over $6,000.
Fuckers. Goddamn little assholes.
That's it. That's all I got.
Oh my goodness gracious. Yikes.
So if you're feeling a little itchy, again, sorry for that, Bestie. Just think of the dog. Go watch the dog video because he's adorable.
Yes.
And yeah, just
Know that help is out there.
it's better to be informed, I think. It's one of those things. I hate bugs. But
and to be informed, because if we're not, we don't know that it's happening, and that's how infestations occur. They get more and more and more and more because we don't even know.
be aware, bestie. If you ever had a bed bug experience, let us know.
Ooh,
I mean, I kind of want to know, but I kind of don't. But I kind of do. So
I do too.
email Brooke. Email Brooke.
Email Brooke. I'll go through
remelations@gmail.com, and Brooke can filter the rest of this for me.
Yes,
I am overloaded in nastiness.
We have had quite a bug show today, you know, so I think we're both a little overloaded with ick right now.
A little bit. So other than bugs, how's your day? Let's talk about something good. Good news? Best thing to happen to you.
My parents have a woodchuck, and he's the cutest. Well, I should say she's the cutest thing. And
did you check under the tail?
No, because she has 2 little babies.
Oh,
and there's only one adult.
A woodchuck.
And she burrowed under my parents' porch.
Oh, no.
And she was there last year, too, and had 2 little babies. And
so it's a recurring woodchuck.
It's a recurring woodchuck, but I have never gotten to see it. And when I was over there yesterday, I'm like, oh, I see the mama, because I didn't see the babies. I don't know if she's had her babies. I don't know how that works.
You didn't have a tracker on that, or
no? But she comes to the top of the step of the porch, and we're all inside the screen part. But she gets up on her hinders and doing that prairie dog thing.
Okay,
and just looking around,
very friendly. Okay,
and then went back down the steps and then just sprinted off into the woods.
Interesting. I don't know if I've ever seen a woodchuck in real life.
It's so cute. I don't know how to describe it. You probably wouldn't find it cute. It's just this mound.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
How much wood does she chuck?
If she could chuck wood, she doesn't chuck any wood. She eats peonies.
How much peonies could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could eat peonies?
A lot, because my parents aren't happy. And I said, don't you dare do anything to her. She is protecting her children.
Okay,
and they're like,
well, that is tough.
Yeah, but I love seeing her. It was really cute.
Is she doing any damage to under the porch? Is she territorial? Is there anything we have to worry about? Does she have big teeth?
I think she has big, teeth, but I didn't get the greatest look at her. It was a couple second interaction. But she definitely has a burrow where I think she keeps the babies up so they're out of the woods, and that's under the deck. Yeah. But then I think she goes and maybe gets other food and stuff. But basically, the only thing she doesn't bother cats. The cats don't bother her, which is surprising. It's just the eating the flowers.
Can we please set up a webcam or just a door cam, a nest cam on the back porch so I can watch this live?
Yes, I will bring one over.
Oh my God. Wouldn't that be amazing? We have a live woodchuck stream.
Oh my God.
Only for our sleepover squad besties.
Yes, absolutely. You got it. And then when we get to finally see the babies. Oh.
You know how Nat Geo does all that? The live watches of the eagle's nest? Yeah. Well, it's right here in the old house backyard. Watch out.
Watch out. Watch our
Love
watch.
It.
Watch. Sorry.
Woodchuck.
Chuck woodchuck.
Eat peonies.
They eat peonies. That's what my mom says. So how about you? Did you see any wild animals this week?
No animals. I did come to an interesting realization, though, and this is only because I am, as you know, rewatching ER.
Oh, God. Yes.
And here's what I realized. As we move to a more streaming culture of, just series or seasons being dropped all at once, you lose the idea of Christmas episodes or holiday episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Because it doesn't...
Or cliffhangers.
I mean, you still get that maybe at the end of a season, but to have a show where, it's Christmas in my home in real life as I'm living it right now, and it's a Christmas episode of ER or whatever series it might be.
Yeah.
Is that going away?
Yes.
Because I really liked this Christmas episode.
Are you crying?
No.
Okay?
I'm okay. But no, I just feel like there's a shift in entertainment where we're not going to have the Halloween episodes or the Christmas episode. You know what I mean? We're losing something there.
I think there will always well, I don't know. It depends.
Not time relevant anymore.
I guess you're right. It's not time relevant, but then I wouldn't care either. If I'm watching a show I like, that I do like the Christmas episodes, but the show happens to air during the summer, I'd still watch it and watch that Christmas episode and be happy, or a Halloween episode. But I think more than anything, it's like you lose the anticipation more than anything,
right? Because those are always really good episodes too. You
had to wait for them, or you had to wait next week for the conclusion of an episode, and it's like now you just play next. I'm
curious to see what your brother's take is on this. So can you ask him for me? Because I would like to, because I feel like he has an opinion on this.
Well, I'm sure he does, but like there are some, like this TV show New Girl, when that was on, their Thanksgiving episodes were classic. Like every year you looked forward to that. It was always something even over the top.
Even as new as The Office, like there's Christmas episodes, and I think
it spans comedies and dramas and everything in between. It really does.
That's all. That's just Mindy's thoughts for the week.
Mindy's thought corner.
Mindy's thought cubicle. We have to come up with something that's like more nighttime related. Like
I know
Mindy's thought bed.
No, that sounds dirty. Let's
Mindy's
percolate
science
on.
bed. Okay. Bestie, if you have any ideas, of course, always let us know what you think. But yeah, I think that wraps up the episode. What do you think?
Oh God, it was a tough one, but we did it.
It was a lot of bugs. It was a very uncomfortable episode, beginning to end.
I'm going to be running and taking a shower right now.
Check your bed.
Even though I took one earlier.
Double check tonight.
And take another one. Gonna have the cats. I'm gonna train my cats to smell out bed bugs.
Good idea.
Yeah, and then I'll have that service so that I can provide
$200.
I can provide that service to anyone that needs it.
I think Kiki would be good at it.
Yeah, I think she'd like to get out.
She'd like that.
Yeah, she likes to look at bugs. All right, Bestie. Until next week, sleep tight. Don't let those bed bugs bite. And sweet dreams, bitches.
Yeah, I'm feeling a little itchy.
I have a pen down my back. Like literally, I have a pen down the back of my.
It's the worst. Okay. Well, good night.